All right, so this is the review for Smile 2. I personally really loved Smile 2, but I also was a fan of Smile 1. Overall, I think I'm really a fan of Parker Finn's work. He's just super amazing at being able to create tension. Like, I'm not really a jump scare sort of fan because so many jump scares are just empty. It's like you can kind of sense the build up that the scare is in particular is coming, and then it happens, and then there's nothing else to the scene that's kind of like it. But Parker Finn is just so amazing at living up to the expectations or hopes when you have these jump scares. I really enjoyed it a lot. And if you've watched the first one, then you kind of know his whole thing of like, is this really happening, is this not happening? And what I like about his work so far is that you can't really get a handle on it, right? Like, because he is using things that are similar, but he's putting a slightly different beat to it, you can't really follow along with it. So it's like if you've watched several hundred horror films, there's typically a ebb and a flow that everything goes through, that you're like, okay, I know this beat, somebody's coming around the corner, I know this, all right, yeah, this reveal is going to happen, and it kind of could take you out of it. But with this in particular, it was really awesome. It was really awesome because it was just so hard to tell when any one particular thing was going to be occurring. So again, I really enjoyed it. While I don't do spoiler free stuff, I'm not going to go all into the plot because I don't really think that that's necessary. To just keep it simple. If you didn't like Smile 1, then you're probably not going to like Smile 2. Basically the same film as far as concept, but in a way, even though it's the same concept, there's no reference to Smile 1 at all in this film. So even though it's the same concept, it's just like it feels like a brand new fresh take. I mean, this could have been a film done 20 years later as like a remake or a re-envisioning or something like that, where, you know, it's not the same story but it's the same concept and whatever. I just really feel like Parker Finn, he really upped his game on this one. I do know some people were complaining about the first one too because they felt like he's a hack. There's apparently a film Aterrado or something, Atterado. I think it's a Spanish film that apparently at least one, if not more, of the scares. I think it was the one where the woman comes to the car. It's in a trailer, so it's not really a spoiler, and their head is all messed up. I think people were saying like that's exactly play for play, taken from a another film, the one I just mentioned. I think Adorado. I don't know how to pronounce it. Um, so some people don't like him based off of that. But again, I really enjoyed Smile. It's one of the best movies that I have seen all year. I'm very easily now like a Parker Finn fan after watching that. It was just really great experience. There was a decent amount of people in the audience. In all honesty, there seemed to be more people actually for Terrifier than there was for this movie, which means really nothing. It's just something that I thought was interesting. Um, the audience didn't have any sort of reaction that I picked up on. They weren't especially pleased or displeased, or what have you. But yeah, the film was just really good. So I feel confident. If you did like the first one, I think you will definitely not be disappointed. And this one, if you're lukewarm about the first one, I would just give this one a try. You know, I know for the first one, a lot of people had problems, which I kind of did too a little bit, with the whole mental health concept that he was going for, because I think at the end it sort of fell apart. I feel like this one, you have less of a focus on the mental health and it's more about it being an entity. So it feels more, to me anyway, cohesive, even though the mental health aspect is still there. And it's really nice because it's also not very preachy either. You don't go in there and you feel like you're hearing something about, oh my gosh, mental health. There's a lesson here. You don't really feel like that with this film, which is really nice. So again, I definitely had a great time watching Smile 2. And yeah, I look forward to seeing anything else that, Parker Finn does after this.